pipeline is supposed to go right where we started doing our rotational grazing. My name's Steve Schulstrom. This is Spectrum Farm. We named it Spectrum Farm because when we first moved in here, there was a gorgeous rainbow right over the house when we turned into the driveway. It was after a rainstorm. Been here 12 years.
I'm Maggie Schulstrom, his daughter. I lived here most of my life now. Yes, it's good. It's a nice place.
Why we came up to this particular spot, we've always liked northern Minnesota. And we would be coming up here every other weekend. And eventually we said, if we could figure out how to live up here, then, wow, we could live up here instead of being down in the Twin Cities where we didn't really want to be, and we would be doing something important. And we came up with having a farm. And then we came up with having an organic farm and sustainable farm. And then it kind of morphed into a whole package of sustainable living. And like a lot of things we do at Spectrum Farm, what we do, we try it out on a small scale. Then if it works and we like it and it's worth doing, and that's the fun thing, is if it's worth doing, we actually have a system where it's got to be a good idea, not just because we could do it. It has to fit with, there's a market, it's worth doing, and it fits with our mission statement of being sustainable.
We have two chicken coops, this one and that one down there. And this chicken coop has our mature layers in it. So these ones we got last spring, 2012 spring. We have ponies over there that help bring the sat back. And then we have a couple of alpaca here and sheep. And then we have our little calf in here too. So this is a nice place to keep them all contained and close and nearby, especially when it gets colder.
There's a field right over that ridge there, and then there's the back 8, and we divide that up into little sections. And the pipeline is supposed to go, according to the latest map, through that back field right where we started doing our rotational grazing this year. So we're just kind of getting a handle on how to do that. And it's like, no, we're gonna wipe that out. This is kind of a drag. One of the reasons that it bothered us a lot was when we were looking for land and looking for our farm where we wanted to be, settle down, live the rest of our lives, and pass on a legacy, to our children, was we wanted to have no pipelines, no electric utility, big power poles, or any what we considered non-sustainable activities nearby. And we looked at 320 properties before we found this one. This one is perfect. It's a mile off the freeway, so we have a really good ready market for our products. The land is really great for hay, and then we have the trees that are in back and all around here, and we were going to do maple syrup, and that was going to be our focus. And we had a fair amount of mature trees at the time. That was 12-15 years ago, and now they're just coming into about perfect. And so that's really kind of threw a whole big monkey wrench into our plans as far as what we were thinking we were going to be doing.
How many neighbors do you think are affected by this?
In Carleton County, we have contacted 152, and I would say 80% of them are against it. They don't really know how to fight it, but they're not happy with it. It became evident very quickly that Enbridge didn't want us to talk to each other. And since they didn't want us to talk to each other, I figured we should probably talk to each other. And they didn't want us to know where the pipeline was going, so I figured we should probably figure out where the pipeline is going. Mm-hmm. So anything that they didn't want us to do, I figured we should probably be doing. I don't know what I would do if the pipeline goes through. It would basically betray everything we were trying to do. Basically I kind of feel betrayed right now, because we set up our life the way we wanted it to be. We're offering something to other people, and we're minding our own business when this thing happened. We've toyed with, well, we would sell it and move someplace else and then start over. And that really doesn't work for a couple of reasons. One, we have a whole other set of children that are in school elsewhere or have lived on the farm for most of their life. And you're not going to be able to recreate that land, that person to the land tie again in them. Because I always hoped somebody was going to say, oh, I like this. I'm going to come back and I'm going to take it over. And I don't know who that would be. And if they've never ever been on this new piece of land, well, probably won't be as interested. Now, Maggie's still young enough. Maybe, if we move, she'll...
This is pretty special.
And it is. It's absolutely special. So that doesn't really work from that standpoint. The other standpoint is we selected this really diligently. We could move and they could do it to us again.